Hi, I'm Robin and welcome to the Stanislavski Method. Today we're talking about parenting and technology. We're looking at augmented reality in school and at home. Enjoy! Augmented reality, or AR, is defined by Carmigniani et al. As the introduction of digital elements to the physical world. Marson Hughes' review found that AR is accessed from phones, tablets and computers. AR is redefining our realities and enriching children's understanding of the world, enabling users to interact with digital elements in the physical space, enhancing experiences and acting as an intermediary between the digital and physical worlds. AR is being used more frequently in classrooms. Marson Hughes found that using AR in classrooms is benefiting students in a variety of ways. AR is providing new ways of engaging students, improving understandings of abstract concepts, and by providing non-text-based learning opportunities, AR is great for students who are learning to read. The use of AR in classrooms is benefiting general learning skills as well as increasing collaboration between peers and teachers, motivation, and critical thinking skills. AR is also being used across a wide variety of faculties, including art for education and dramatic play, language for learning and comprehension, library for instructional use, and STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering and math, are using AR to enhance experiments for algebra and geometry. Here are a few ideas for you to use AR at home to promote learning through interactivity for you and your family. Jigspace is a phone and computer app from a Melbourne company founded in 2015. The 3D augmented reality presentations are called jigs, and you can interact with them to find out how engines work, what's in a coral reef, or even what a coronavirus is. There are hundreds of jigs to explore. For a bit of fun, jump on Google and there are a whole bunch of dinosaurs and jungle animals. You can see them in AR through your screen and take a photo with the creatures. This is great for kids. Whilst AR provides new opportunities for learning and is demonstrating positive impact in a variety of areas, we need to acknowledge the delivery mode of AR, which is via a screen. A vast array of research has demonstrated that screen time has negative health impacts, especially for children and their growing brains. Let's take a look at the research now. Laurson et al. Have demonstrated increase of sedentary screen time resulted in higher levels of childhood obesity, whilst Walsh et al. Found that higher levels of screen time resulted in lower global cognition levels, meaning kids that watched more screens did worse on cognitive assessments that covered reading, language, memory, and decision-making. Additionally, Hutton et al. Found neurobiological structural changes in children's brains, with those watching more screens having less white brain matter connectivity in areas connected to language and literacy. White brain matter is responsible for the quality of connections and signals in the brain. Because of the negative health impacts, the World Health Organization and the Australian Government recommend restricting passive screen time to a maximum of 2 hours per day, depending on your child's age, with children under 5 limited to 1 hour and children under 1 not recommended any screen time at all. Overall, the findings suggest that passive screen time results in poorer health outcomes, including brain functioning. Yet some scientists suggest that the sedentary component of screen time use has a greater impact than the screen itself. Rodriguez-Allen et al. Found that screen time did not worsen brain development, just that physical activity improved it, with increased white matter structure in brains of children who participated in more physical activity. And in the Walsh study mentioned earlier, boys with the highest levels of use of video games showed superior fluid intelligence levels, and in some cases, video game use was positively associated with cognition. To complicate this picture even more, the 2019 World Health Organization guidelines on physical activity, sedentary behaviour and sleep clearly define sedentary screen time as the passive watching of screen-based activities including TV, computers, phones and tablets, excluding interactive video games. The fact that the definition explicitly excludes interactive video games suggests that active screen time is different to sedentary screen time. But how? Unfortunately, the World Health Organization publication fails to define active screen time and also fails to indicate what type of screen AR and interactive video games might fall under. If we can't define these types of use, how can we understand their impact? Where does AR lie on the continuum between sedentary and active screen time? It's clear more research is needed to define active screen time and to differentiate between media types so that the impact of their use on physical and brain development can be more clearly understood. As for AR's impact on development, we just don't know enough. Though researchers Shin and Guan successfully used augmented reality as a transitional activity between screen-based and non-screen-based play activities in preschoolers. Children that used AR recorded smoother transitions to non-screen-based activities compared to the group which used a physical doll to transition between activities. With this in mind, you might want to consider using the AR games we mentioned earlier as transitional activities when trying to move your children from a sedentary screen such as TV to active outdoor play. I hope this video has enlightened you on how you can use AR at home and to how it's currently being used in schools. Let's not forget the challenges associated with screen time and the recommendations of limiting screen time for children. Until we have clear definitions and can more fully understand the impact of screens on development, we need to consider the type as well as the frequency of screens that we offer our children as they grow, and we also need to remember the potential health implications of these choices. All this information about AR and screen time can be pretty overwhelming. I just want you to realise that parenting is accumulative, meaning you don't have to be perfect every day. You don't even have to be perfect on most days. So long as you do an okay job most days, your children are going to be fine. And let's face it, sometimes we need a break. Put those kids in front of that TV and have a coffee or a tea or whatever it is that you need to do, because you have to replenish yourself as well. Take care.